Welcome to the first Component.Studio 2 tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make a basic deck of cards. But before we begin, you need to access the Component.Studio 2 alpha. To do that, log into Component.Studio as usual and select this button here. You can also get there by typing in Component.Studio/v2 in your browser. We're going to make a quick sample deck of cards. Before we create a design for our deck of cards, we have to have a game for that design to be part of. Select the Create Game button. Name your game and select Create Game. Under Designs, select Create Design. Name the component, in this case, it's going to be the item deck. Select the component type, which is already on Poker Deck, what we want. Select your card orientation and the back type of your deck of cards. In this case, we want one back for the whole set. Lastly, if you already have an existing data set, you can select it here. In this case, we'll want to create a new data set for the card. The data set is a spreadsheet where we place all the information for all the cards in this design. Select Create Design. Before we edit the design, let's fill out that data set we created. Choose Datasets, and under Manage, choose the dataset with the matching name of the design we just created. We need one row for every unique card that's going to be in this deck. We'll want one column for each piece of information that changes between the cards. For example, the card name, the ability, or image that might show up on it. Press this icon to add columns or rows. In our example, we'll just have 3 cards. So I'm going to add 2 rows, and you'll see they're added to the spreadsheet. Press the plus button again. Include columns for each variable or piece of information you want to include. In this case, we're going to have a name, which is already on the spreadsheet. We're going to have an item description. This will be a text type field. And we're going to have an image. This will be for the item image. And so we need to set up the type to be an image URL. The data type must match the type of data that's in the cell. For example, other options are color, a number, a text, or Boolean true-false. Let's fill out the spreadsheet, starting with the names and the descriptions. Those were both text type fields, so they were simple. Now let's add some images. To do that, select the image icon here. Hit the New Folder button. This folder will be specific to this game. Name the folder and select Create Folder. Now, with the new folder selected, hit the New icon to add images to it. You can upload images in bulk by selecting them all and dragging them to this window. With the items uploaded, press X to return to the spreadsheet and use these 3 dots to choose the corresponding image for each entry. With our spreadsheet filled out, we can return to the design and start designing our card. Press Back, choose Designs, and select the Edit button on the design you want to edit, in this case, our item deck. This is the Component.Studio 2 Alpha's designer. Right now we only have one untitled group here, and in this example that's all we're going to use. All assets, like text, images, and shapes, must be placed in a group. So select the plus button to add our first asset. Let's start with the text, and we'll use this text for the card's name. Begin setting the position and size. where in this case we want our text at the top, so we're not going to edit any of this. But, for example, you could change where the text appears on the card. If I change the y variable to 200, you'll see the text on the card move down some, but we need it right where it was. Next, we want to work with our text formatting. In this case, we want to have our text centered. So, under horizontal alignment, select the center. Everything else can remain the same. Under text, this is the text that actually appears on the card. So if we change this text here, you'll notice the text on the card changes. So we need to tell this field to pull the data from our data set. Select the 3 dots to open the menu. And we will use this shortcut row to assign a row from our spreadsheet that we will use to populate this text field. In this case, we want the card name. Selecting something from this menu copies it to your clipboard. Go ahead and paste that in this field here. Now, when you click out of it, we'll see the title we entered in the spreadsheet appear at the top of the card. Next, we'll go ahead and create an image. Let's size and position this image how we like, and then we'll tell it to pull the image from our spreadsheet in the same way we told the other field to pull the text. We want to change the size equally by all dimensions, so we'll leave maintain aspect ratio to height, and then we'll change the height value. We probably want something in the range of 300 pixels. That was a little low. Let's go 500. We can use the drag and drop feature to use our mouse to position the image on the card wherever we want. We have to click the move icon to enable it, then go over to your design preview and drag the object wherever you want it. Note that the X and Y positions are automatically adjusted to wherever you move it. With the image positioned where we want it, I can go ahead and tell the asset to pull the images from the spreadsheet we set up earlier. Under the Image tab, select the menu, now Row, and choose Item Image from the spreadsheet we set up earlier. Replace the text in the entered value field. And the image is replaced by the corresponding image from the spreadsheet. Lastly, we're going to add an item description to this card. So let's go ahead and add another text asset. Press the plus under the group. Choose text. Now we'll need to adjust for position and size. Let's change the Y down to 750. I want this text centered as we did before, so we'll go to Text Formatting, Horizontal Alignment, and Center. Now we'll tell the system what text to use, so select the Text dropdown, click the menu, go to Row, and choose Item Description. This will pull the description we typed in our spreadsheet earlier. Replace the user entered value, and click off the box. Now we have a rare cloth that sells for 3 gold. We can toggle through our cards on our spreadsheet using the arrows on the upper left-hand corner. You can also use the drop-down menu to choose the card you want. And there's a quick demo of how you create a card using Component.Studio 2. We have more tutorials coming, so stay tuned, and if you haven't, join the Component.Studio group on Facebook. Thank you for watching. I'm Andrew Voigt, helping you build great games. I'll see you next time.